This is Kira from Saving for My Happy Place. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I'm going to go ahead and do a budget with me for the first part of May. But before I do that, I wanted to go ahead and update everybody as to where I am in my journey to 1,000 subscribers. So the last time I checked in with you, I had, I think, a little bit over 100 subscribers, but not quite 110 yet. And I am pleased to announce that I now have 170 subscribers. So I'm going to go ahead and mark off 7 more of the little YouTube symbols here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I have exactly 170 subscribers as of today, Sunday, May 4th. And I'm pleased to announce that I finally reached 100 watch hours. So I'm able to go ahead and color in one of these little clocks as well. I can tell that it's going to be a lot harder to get the 100 watch hours than it is to get the 1,000 subscribers. So I'm slowly working on building my playlists. I'm not able to post as regularly as a lot of the people in the budget community. I am just a very busy teacher, and actually my partner teacher who teaches the younger students who are in special education, she just went out on medical leave. She's going to have a baby. And it was unexpected. And so, of course, when there's only one other person at your school site that knows how to do your job, you get assigned a lot of extra work to do. So I am taking over a lot of her administrative responsibilities. So super busy right now. But, I'm hanging in there. School is almost over. We are done, I believe, the second week in June, around the 13th. So hanging in there. But thank you so much to everyone that has been, watching my videos, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and sharing my freebies, because it really, really, really helps to get my channel noticed, especially when you tag me in your videos and share my freebies. And speaking of freebies, I forgot in my last video to share a freebie that I had recently created. So I believe I called it 80s Kids Favorites. So it's in my Ko-fi shop for free. So we have some strawberry shortcake here that I turned into a DIY scratcher. We have My Little Pony here at the bottom. You can do a roll and save, or you can assign each flower a denomination. There's a little My Little Pony IOU. And then you also get this page, which is Rainbow Bright. Again, you can do a roll and save, or assign each star a denomination. Another strawberry shortcake with strawberries, a Cabbage Patch Kid with cabbages, and then a Care Bear with some hearts. So please, 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 if you are interested in these, go ahead and download them from my Ko-fi shop. They are free. I've already created my 200 subscriber freebie, so I'm so excited to be able to offer that to you guys soon. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so budgeting for May. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that okay. It's a very gloomy day here in Southern California. We've had some very gloomy days. As of late, we get what's called May gray, June gloom. So we're definitely in that part of our spring. It's very overcast until like the afternoon when the marine layer burns off, and then we might get some sun, but it gets very cloudy in May and June in the beginning of the days. Okay, so paychecks. So my husband got paid, I think, a couple days before the 1st, and then I got paid on the 1st. I only get paid once a month. My husband gets paid twice a month. So my husband's first paycheck was $3,570.13. And then my paycheck was $3,866.57. So we are working with $7,436.70. Alrighty. So as I mentioned before, while I love the Budget Mom planner, I don't have enough space to write all of the things. You'll see here I have my extra savings filled out already. I'm going to be putting $19 in savings challenges that I'll be doing later on in the month. And then I have like a change, I call it change jar. It's just like the leftover cents. And that's 29 cents. So I have that there, but everything else I need to go ahead and add. I just add it in the like expense tracker portion of this planner. I actually just bought my new planner as well. I haven't received it yet. I did start budgeting with the Budget Mom planner back in last May of 2024. So this is the last month in this planner, and then I get to start a new one, which is really exciting. Okay, so let me move my Mickey out of the way here. Okay. So let's take a look at my expenses and bills for the month of May. All right, so we're going to start off with fixed expenses. And here we go here. I'm going to cover it up just so it's not as overwhelming to look at. Okay, so my mortgage is $2,004.40. And I had just recently, I had said in one of my recent videos that my mortgage payment actually went down by like $30, which was a pleasant surprise. I guess I had an extra money in my escrow account, so they adjusted my mortgage recently. So now it's only $2,004.40. Our water and sewer is $99.10. Sirius Guardian, which is a connected service that my husband has for his truck. It allows him to like remotely lock and unlock his truck and remotely start his truck and things like that. That's $25.98. And I'm pretty sure that when I cash stuff later on in the month, I've been saving to make that a yearly annual payment instead of the monthly payment. And then I get like a month or two free. So I'm pretty sure that after May, I will have enough money to go ahead and make an annual payment for June. So I will not have this payment anymore, which is going to be very exciting. Evan Moore is $12.99. That is a website that I pay for that I need as a teacher. Supplements were $112.61. NordVPN is $4.99. That is a service that helps like protect your data and your devices when you're online. My electric bill, I put in $250. I usually put in $340. But my actual bill this month was only $135.46. That's extremely low for my normal electric bill. In California, once a year, we get what's called a care credit. And so I got a care credit, or no, maybe it's like a climate credit, or maybe it's a combination of the both, like care, climate, something like that. But anyways, once a year, we get a credit. And so it brought my bill down to $135.46. We also get that same type of credit for our gas, our natural gas. And so I put in $92, but I actually didn't have to pay anything this month. And I actually have like a credit toward my next month bill as well. I think it's like $23 and some cents, something like that. So that's a nice thing for this month, that I didn't have to pay my gas bill, and I got a good discount on my electric bill. I usually save $340 a month. It's been in the like $200 to $300 range a month. But in the summertime, I've had an electric bill of like over $700. And that's just because, well, number one, myself being a teacher, I'm home for the summer. My children are home for the summer. So we're all using our air conditioners. We're all using electronic devices and that kind of thing. So it just really brings up our bill in the summer. And so that's why I save extra above and beyond what my bill is, because if I get hit with a gigantic payment in the summer, then I want to be able to have like a sinking fund for that. Okay, so gas, and then my Toyota payment was $543.77. My son E, his Xbox is $9.99 a month for Xbox Game Pass. And then my husband's Xbox Game Pass is $19.99 a month. He has like an upgraded version that's more expensive than E's Xbox subscription. We have a Spotify subscription that's $19.99 a month. Scentflirt, which is a subscription of mine that has like wax melts and like lotion and like hand soap and like things like that. Body wash, that's $40.47. Our mobile phone bill is $174.89. That includes, I believe, 5 lines that all but one have like unlimited data. HB Instant Ink is $16.24. My student loan payment is $146.52. So I recently, within the last few years, went back to school, changed my degree, got my teaching credential, and also got a master's degree. So I am paying off student loans. My life insurance is $26.22. Streaming services, so we have Hulu and Disney Plus and Max bundled together. That is $29.99 a month. Culligan is a water bottle delivery service, drinking water, and that is $60.57. I'm hoping to see a decrease in that soon because we actually just purchased a heating and cooling unit for the water bottles like last month, and previous to that, we were renting a unit from them. So I'm hoping that's going to go down soon. My other son's Xbox Game Pass subscription is $19.99. He has the same type my husband has. Microsoft 365 is $9.99 a month. Our trash bill is, well, my portion for this month is $36.76. It's only paid every other month, so the full bill is twice that amount. And then Pipsticks, which is another subscription of mine, it is a sticker subscription, is $29.96 a month. I don't always get that every month, but looking at the spoilers this month, I think I am going to pick it up this month. And I'm trying to figure out ways to like incorporate my stickers in like my savings challenges, or not mine that I create, but like the ones that I do from other creators or my own. But maybe I'm going to start like putting stickers in to indicate that I've paid off, or have completed a square or circle. I think that would be really fun. And I have like a massive sticker collection. And so I'm just trying to look for ways to use those. Okay, so those are all my fixed expenses, and that comes to $3,787.41. All right, I'm just going to stick that number on my calculator because I have a terrible memory, and I will not remember the number as I flip to the next page. So $3,787.41. Let me go ahead and flip back to May here. Okay, so fixed expenses are going to be $3,787.41. And let's go ahead and subtract that from our total inflow that we're working with. So we're starting with $7,436.70. And we are subtracting $3,787.41. All right, so that leaves me with $3,649.29. So let me go ahead and just add that here as our leftover. I apologize if you can hear my cat in the background. I didn't realize she was in here when I started filming, and she is crying to get out of my room right now, but hopefully you cannot hear her. Okay, so we still have $3,649.29. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go over my, variable expenses. And again, I'm going to cover it up here so it's not super overwhelming to try to view. Let me move this Post-it. Okay, so variable expenses. So we have groceries for, and I'm allotting $650. My husband's spending for the month is $720. I'm hoping to see that decrease starting this month. I allotted the same amount of money I normally allot for his spending, but I'm hoping to see a decrease this month, and then hopefully next month I'll be able to adjust that, but it's not guaranteed. We will see how the month plays out. When I do have leftover money in grocery or spending, including my spending, I give myself $250. And our gas, my husband gets $550, and I am giving myself $150. If we have any money left over in those categories, I add it to my debt snowball. I'm trying to pay off my car loan right now. So my husband has a car loan, I have a car loan, and then I have my student loans. And those are our debts that we currently have. Although I am sad to announce that I am going to be incurring an additional debt. So E went to the dentist recently, and we found out that he needs to have his wisdom teeth pulled. So I do have the money in my savings to pay it outright, but I would prefer to make payments. And I have used in the past a like a care credit type company called Sunbit, and they actually have an option to where you don't have to pay any interest. They usually have like 3 tiers where, the least amount of money you pay per month, you do have to pay some interest, like the most interest. Then they have like a middle tier where you pay a little bit more, but then you pay less interest. And then they have like a third option where you pay the most, but it's interest free. And so that's what I think I'm planning on doing. I am predicting that the bill be between between $200 and $300 a month. I'm not exactly sure how much it's going to be, but I'm predicting it's going to be about that, because my other child, when I was paying off his orthodontics, it was over $3,000, and I think I was paying about $285 a month. So I'm thinking it's gonna be less than that, but yeah, I don't know yet. But I will. He's getting his wisdom teeth pulled out in June, so it's gonna be a little over $2,800. I'm just not sure how much the payment's gonna be. But what I was saying was that, like, if I have anything left over here, I apply that toward my debt snowball for my Toyota. Happy to announce I just hit under 10 grand, so it's like 9,000 something that I owe on that. So I'm really hoping to get that paid off by the end of the year. We'll see. I'm hoping that I'll be really close to paying it off by the end of the year. And then I'm going to tackle my student loans, and then I'm going to tackle my husband's truck payment. All right. E gets a spending amount of $20 per month in case he wants to go out with friends. And I know he's going to the mall with a friend this upcoming weekend. Actually, I think he's set to go on Mother's Day, so we might have to check on that, because I'm assuming the other child is it's Mother's Day, so I don't know that he'll be going on that day, but he has an upcoming social obligation. For household, I allotted $100. Health, I allotted $150. Beauty, I allotted $60. Medicine, I put in $150. We all take medications. There's lots of medication copays. Pet care, I put in $25. Classroom, I put in $25. Miscellaneous and gifts, I put in $50. Haircuts, I put in $40. And that's for my children and my husband to get their haircut. I rarely get my haircut, maybe once a year if I remember to go do it. My hair is getting really long. Actually, I need to get it cut this summer. But yeah, they get their haircut often. Dining out, I allotted $250. Company D, I allotted $100. And so this is like a one-time thing. I actually got invited to go to the Disneyland cast member exclusive store, and E and I actually went already on May 1st, I believe, last Thursday. And so we bought a couple of things there, and then we also went out to lunch. We went to Panda Express, and luckily it was pretty cheap because I guess in Southern California, when the Dodgers win their home game, they offer like the 2-item plates for $6. So I got a 2-item plate, and then I got myself a kids meal, and it was like less than $20. And so I spent about 80 at Company D, and then we went out to lunch, and it was about 20. I put $20 in the fund that I use to pay my son to do yard work. School, I put 50. So like any just incidentals that he needs for school. Same with L. L also got $50 for any incidentals he needs for school. E has a Starbucks budget of $50 a month. His school is right across the street from a Starbucks. And so, of course, all the students go to Starbucks, and they have a late start on Wednesdays. And so he always goes and gets Starbucks before school on Wednesdays. Sometimes he goes on like study dates with my other son. My other son is in community college, so sometimes they'll go out to Starbucks on a weekend and stuff and study. He has a sticker chart where he gets $20 a month for taking his medication as prescribed. And then I had to add in 2 other like one time or like once a year type expenses. So teacher appreciation, I put in $50. E wants to purchase gift cards for 2 of his teachers that have really made an impact on him this school year. And then E is also going to Knott's Berry Farm later on this month. And I'm putting $100 in that category for spending money, lunch money, that kind of thing. E is in show choir at his high school, and they are going to perform at a local high school, and then they get to go to Knott's Berry Farm when they're done, and then the award ceremony is at Knott's Berry Farm. So I totally forgot about that, as well as teacher appreciation, and didn't budget for those initially. But then I actually had budgeted $150 for Company D. I ended up only spending $100. So I took that $50, put it in teacher appreciation, and then I made some adjustments to, I think, medicine, pet care, and classroom to come up with this $100 for E to spend at Knott's Berry Farm. And Knott's Berry Farm is just like a local amusement park in Southern California. I think there's only the one. I don't think it's like one where there's like multiple, like a Six Flags or Disney. So yeah, it's a local amusement park to Southern California. Okay, so when adding all that up, that comes to $3,630. So let me go ahead and add that on my calculator. So $3,630, and let me go ahead and turn back to my budget tracker page. Okay, so for variable here, we have $3,630, and we had left over $3,649.29 minus $3,630 equals $19.29. And then the rest is going into my savings area. So I have $19 to put towards savings challenges from this pay period, and then my change jar is the 29 cents. So that is 0, and it actually worked out this month. It's not often that I can get it to balance correctly. I do not know why, because I budget digitally first, and then I put it all on paper so that I can share it with you guys. So it did balance this month. Hooray, that's amazing. Okay, but I will be adding more money to my savings challenge fund when I get paid, or my husband gets paid again in another week and a half or so. So I'll be doing my cash stuffing then, as well as my my savings challenges later on in the month. All right, you guys, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate all the support. Like I said, all the likes, comments, and subscriptions, as well as tagging me and sharing me. in your videos is helping my channel grow so much. So I'm so grateful to everybody in the budgeting community, and even those that don't have channels or don't have Ko-fis and are just here to learn and observe and get inspiration from others. Like, I appreciate you as well. Thank you so much, everybody. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your Sunday and an amazing week coming up. What else is happening with us? So later on tonight, my son has to do a sleep apnea test. I don't know if you're like me, but I was really good about taking my kids to the doctor when they were younger, but as I got older, I wasn't necessarily taking them for physicals regularly each year. I would go to like CVS and get their vaccinations and whatnot. So they're all up to date in their vaccinations and everything, but I haven't really taken them to the doctor unless they were sick. And so I decided, like, I'm going to take my son to the doctor, get some blood tests done just to like check to make sure everything's okay. Well, one of his tests came up that his red blood cell count was not right. And so they actually tested him for a blood disorder called thalassemia. It turns out he does not have thalassemia, so that's good. But another reason why your blood results could look the way that they do is if you have sleep apnea. And he's only 19, so it's pretty rare to have sleep apnea at 19, but we are going to be doing a sleep apnea test tonight to check to see if he has that. So that's happening. And then I'm just super busy at work, like I said, due to my coworker not being at school. But yeah, I'm hanging in there, and I hope you guys are too. I hope you all have an amazing week ahead. And I will talk to you guys in my next video. All right, bye.